Ball, rise up. How is he? Great job, Taylor! Take one.
Go to goal! Come on, Izzy, let's go! Keep working!
Go, Tate, go, Tate, go, Tate! Go, Tate!
Sorry, nice save! Good save, love it. That's all. Backing up!
Great job, Tate. Hold Taylor, hold Taylor.
Good save, love it.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
evening and welcome to our first Gold Coast derby of the season. That's right, round 9 brings us some Tuesday evening football live from the Gold Coast Croatian Sports Centre here in Carrara. Amy Webster here to bring you some Tuesday night action live and free on SQ TV. Our hosts, Gold Coast Knights, with their first home game of the season, had to wait a little while. Both sides undefeated in the league since their respective round 1 defeats. Knights sitting in top spot thanks to 7 consecutive wins. Gold Coast United, our visitors, they sit in 5th thanks to a mix of wins and draws along the way. Our visitors having to wait one more round until they get a home clash, but of course not too much travel required for this one. I'll take you through our lineup, starting with our officials this evening. We have Taylor Brotherston refereeing, assisted by Axel Vella and Jackson Daly, and Jacob Sims is our 4th official. Our home side, in between the sticks, Emily Clark, supported by Corey Kane, Claire Farrington, Robin Spilsbury, Holly Palmer, Rika Tano, Eri Takamura, Amy Molan the skipper, Harriet Withers, Bronte Rose, and a new face here at the Croatian Sports Centre, former Lion Meg McGilligan. And our visitors, Gold Coast United, Layla Adams in net, Karumi Suda, Maya Fortune, Lisa Tomasella, Katana Bailey, Ellie McMurtry, Letitia Emmerich, Mariah McGee, Danica Ulrich Beach, Bronte Hodgkinson, and Daisy Loveday, who has the captain armband this evening. And Julina Ujo dropping to the bench for this one, so Daisy Loveday will be leading proceedings for Gold Coast United. Both sides just getting set. This is, of course, Tuesday evening football to make up for the Easter weekend that will soon be upon us. This is the 5th meeting between our Gold Coast sides. 4 derbies last year being won by Knights across both the league and the cup. We creep towards kick-off. So no Zara Boyd in the side for Gold Coast Knights this evening. It gives me great joy to share that she has jetted off on international duty. Will be repping Northern Ireland in the Euros in Portugal, facing sides such as Spain, Portugal and Hungary. So we wish you all the best in your international endeavours. Surely there'll be some Wi-Fi on that plane for her to tune into the first derby of the season. We see our Knights going left to right, our Gold Coast United in their away strip right to left. And it is going to be United to get us started. It's one of the later fixtures of the season so far. Both sides had extensive travel in the rounds preceding this one, so we'll be relieved, no doubt, to have this one on their doorstep. Corey Kane firing that one forward, finding Withers, who gets one into the box pretty quick under the challenge, and that one flies safely into the trusty gloves of Layla Adams. Corey Kane under a bit of pressure there from Letitia Emmerich. Happy to see that one go through to her keeper. So both keepers getting a touch early doors. It's a starting spot for Meg McGilligan, formerly of Lions FC, moved down the coast at the start of this season and has settled in to this Knights side. Harriet Withers firing one in. And Palmer just not able to get anything on that one, so United try and come away with it. Rika Tano coming across. See that ball out into touch. Daisy Loveday with the throw. cut out by Katana, and just a bit of miscommunication there between Katana and Withers. Will be another Loveday throw thrown into feet. Emmerich with the little header on. Katana barely collects on the far side under pressure from Spilsbury. And Spilsbury does very well there on that far side. Wins her side of throw. Bronte Rose, formerly of Gold Coast United, of course, netted 17 NPL Queensland goals for Gold Coast United in the 2024 season before switching sides. She's continued with her goal scoring prowess in the colours of Croatia. McGilligan does well to skip around, wins her side a free kick. McGilligan only appearing in Gold Coast Knights colours fairly recently in this campaign. Maybe Holly Palmer standing over this one. Palmer leaving it for McGilligan, making her way forward to join the attack. Looping ball into Takamura. Can Katano get on the end? Important little touch there at the back from Gold Coast United. Sees that one out of danger. Farrington. Knights just playing the ball around at the back. Farrington with a bit of room to run can carry it toward halfway and tries to release McGilligan. McGilligan and Withers just occupying this right flank. Withers has support from McGilligan. Katano's in space in the middle and she gets it. Takamura joining in the fun. Little triangle passes before McGilligan fires that one in towards the penalty spot and just can't connect with that one, Bronte Rose, as she would have liked. Good build-up play from Knights in these early stages, and the ball in there fell wonderfully for Bronte Rose just on that penalty spot, but just a little delay in decision making saw that one go wide of the mark. United trying to get a bit of ground on that side, dispossessed. Katano occupying that centre spot. Gallagher finds Carrington. Corey Kane just merged Kane and Farrington into one formidable figure there. It was Corey Kane with the ball forward. Suda. Searching ball forward, cut out at the back by Farrington. Finds Katana, who does love a little space in the middle, and she runs through the centre circle. Katano. McGilligan collects. McGilligan just with a fair bit of freedom to roam out of position. Just cut out there. Another important touch from Gold Coast United. Takamura, who's dropped back now to allow McGilligan to stay forward. McGilligan gets it again in the middle. Again, 1-2 touch football. Lovely first touch from Harriet Withers. Tries to slide it across into the pass of Palmer, but intercepted well. And United force that one back into Knight's half yet again. Takamura. Fortune. Loveday with a lovely ball forward into Emmerich. Corey Kane comes across. The referee straight into the pocket. Didn't like what she saw there from that challenge from Corey Kane. Corey Kane coming across using her strength, but the referee says too much strength, and no hesitation there from the referee in awarding not only the free kick but also the yellow card. It's an early yellow card. Corey Kane will have to be very careful at the back. Danica Ulrich Beach with the free kick, and no danger there. Indicating for someone to make a run on that back post. Ulrich Beach. Gallagher. Takamura wanted to let that one run for Kane, and intercepted by Emmerich, only as far as the keeper. A little bit scrappy from Knights at the back, and Harriet Withers comes back to help out. Withers gets it back here on the near side, fires that one forward. Over it goes for a Knights throw. Ball into the box, Catano. It's Withers lurking at the back post. It will fall through eventually. Trying to square it across to Takamura. Will fall for McGilligan. Got a couple of options lurking. Takamura, lovely little touch overhead, runs into traffic. And United with Daisy Loveday again just forced to clear their lines. United trying to get a hold on it and create a move. McGilligan is getting the K's in. Making away all the way into the back line, Meg McGilligan. Gold Coast United, pretty small squad. They've had some big injuries this season. Sarah Solomon is out for a couple more months with a knee injury. And the devastating news for Gold Coast United, Charlize Ellams not named this evening, and a lengthy spell on the sideline with an ACL injury. Gold Coast United with a chance there, but just not enough on that one to trouble Emily Clark. We, of course, wish Charlize Ellams all the best with her recovery. We've spoken many a time about the mention of ACLs in the women's game. Wish her all the best with that recovery. Mariah McGee stepping in this evening to replace her. And of course, the obvious absentee AJ Ujo on the bench. Head knock from the Olympic Games, so will not be starting this fixture. Withers with the corner for Knights, sends it deep into the area. No red shirts there, but it will fall to Meg McGilligan. Good feet from Palmer. Ellie McMurtry trying to drive forward and just again running into a bit of traffic. Knights collecting these loose balls pretty consistently. Harriet Withers trying to force that one through to Takamura. Maya Fortune does very well there to outmuscle her. Meg McGilligan finds Farrington. Withers now with room to run. Daisy Loveday does very well there, and Harriet Withers will have another corner on this near side. Strong defending at the back there from tonight's Gold Coast United captain, Daisy Loveday. Ball in from Withers, a little bit shorter this time and nearly dropping on the line, headed away by United as far as Bronte Rose. Spilsbury. Takamura collects. Takamura does very well to keep the ball at feet, just missing out there. One little turn too many, Iri Takamura. And Corey Kane just touches that one out for a throw on the near side. So every round 9 game for the women's NPL taking place this evening. The only 7:30 kickoff, Sunshine Coast Wanderers hosting Eastern Suburbs. The rest of our fixtures 8:15s. Brisbane City hosting Kapalaba Olympic, welcoming QAS, and South Strikers playing host to Lions FC. Knights winning the ball back inside United area. Takamura. Katano finding her captain, Amy Morland. She's got McGilligan in support. Lovely ball through for Palmer. Running on is Takamura. Suda does very well to defend and using their keeper well. Gold Coast United. Again, the clearance just falling short. Holly Palmer with the strike. And wide, she drags it. Gold Coast United just struggling to get the length on that clearance through Layla Adams, and that one dragged wide. Holly Palmer just taking the shot on the turn. United going short. Loveday urged to drive down this near side, but finds herself up against Harriet Withers. Palmer, and the ball does go out for a Gold Coast United throw. Daisy Loveday, product of QAS system, to come over and take. Morland. Takamura and Rose linking up nicely on the far side. Knights having to be patient with their build-up as Gold Coast United get bodies behind the ball. Cheeky little back heel from Holly Palmer. Put out by United in defence. Gold Coast United with plenty of bodies back behind the ball, so no attack, no counter option for them here. 17 minutes played here at Croatian Sports Centre. 0-0 is the score. McGilligan sending that one forward, hoping to see it bounce through, and it does off a Gold Coast head. Bronte Rose, and the shot just dragged wide. Couple of chances there for Gold Coast Knights, both of them missing the mark in these early stages, but they are building in their attack. Gold Coast United playing the majority of their football in their own half in these early stages, but looking convincing in their defence. Kitano finds Takamura, got support. Withers with the square ball across, falls for Takamura. Left foot effort, Eri Takamura dips, but doesn't dip in time. It's a lovely effort from Eri Takamura. Again, just the ball spilling from a Gold Coast United defender into the path of Eri Takamura. Lovely ball forward, trying to find Meg McGilligan. Little wave there as she sees it, cut out. And United, Tisha Emmerich, send that one forward, hoping for it to fall into the path of Ellie McMurtry. Knights, more players behind the ball. Kitano, Takamura with a patient turn, ball forward, rushed though. Run all the way through to Layla Adams. Layla Adams, another promising young keeper in the league. Repped Australia with the junior Matildas under 17 level. Kitano with a lovely ball forward. Withers trying to poke it through. There was appeals for offside. Didn't matter. Layla Adams stood up well. Made the save. Every chance that Harriet Withers may have crept offside, but Layla Adams did very well there to make sure that the decision didn't need to be made. Morland finds Kitano. Palmer. Little dance there from Palmer while she waits for options. She's got Withers to her right. Lovely touch around the back of the defender and into the hands of Adams again. Great save there from Layla Adams. Gold Coast Knights player caught in the crossfire, but he's back on her feet. There's Bronte Rose, who took a tumble over the top of Layla Adams. Great save from the Gold Coast United keeper, keeping a clean sheet. 20 minutes in. Kane finding Farrington. Hurricanes' second yellow card of the season going into the book. Early in the game. Withers opting to go it alone, trying to go down that right flank, running into Daisy Loveday. Lovely touch, Corey Kane finds McGilligan. Kane just using their knee to nudge it by. And a wayward pass in the end from Corey Kane. Gold Coast United now with a chance to get bodies forward. McGilligan, she's all over the park. There's no point trying to predict what position she is playing this evening. She's covered every position aside from that of Emily Clark so far. And Farrington does well to allow her keeper to come and collect. Takamura occupying that left flank now and muscled out there on the far side. Tomasella. Farrington. Catano, a little step over in the middle from Catano, finds Morland. Knight still struggling to carve their way through United defence. Throw on the far side, Gold Coast Knights. Bronte Rose, we're hoping to see her side create a chance on target, but Gold Coast United having none of it. Cut out on the far side. This time, Katana Bailey. Katano. Rose. Corey Kane coming forward to keep the attack alive. Poked around the corner from Ricatano, but cut out at the back. Tomasella. Emmerich. Daisy Loveday wanted it back and gets it. Holding the ball up well under the watchful eye of Harriet Withers and Daisy Loveday and Letitia Emmerich having a bit of fun on this near side, finding their way through the Gold Coast Knights. Eventually, possession does turn over. Holly Palmer continues her run, gets the ball back from Katano. Palmer poking one through for Takamura. Can she get an angle? She's forced wide by Maya Fortune. Katano with a lovely little feint. Left foot shot. Cross in towards the path of Bronte Rose. And the ball goes dead. Lovely little feint shot before the left foot ball just over the top. And in behind Bronte Rose in the end from Ricatano. United doing well to pass it out of their defensive areas. Cut out in the middle, Amy Morland, before it could find its way to Danica Ulrich Beach. United do get the throw. Farrington. Game just lacking a little bit of intensity. Near the half-hour mark, Ricatano might try and do something about that. Holly Palmer driving forward. Holly Palmer with the shot, and into the gloves it goes. Little change of pace there, though, from that attack. Emmerich on the chase, but Farrington was always getting to that one first. Farrington gets it back from Emily Clark, former Lions keeper. Emily Clark joining, of course, following the departure of Atsuko Watanabe. He's the #1 choice for, it was a very successful run for Gold Coast Knights. Withers, ball across, Withers will get it back. Just shirks the challenge, gets support from Spilsbury. Spilsbury opting to just shift the ball left hand side. Tano, she got the run from Palmer, cut out well there in the middle. Only as far as Farrington. Takamura, Katano wants a run. And a scooped ball in from Rika Tano. There's no red shirt behind it. Fortune with a run forward. The American. Gold Coast United on the attack now, and the ball cleared there from Farrington. It was a bit of a dangerous clearance in the end and scooped up. Emily Clark calmly collected. It was a little bit dangerous. Knights coming back the other way now with Palmer. Withers, first time driving ball across and cleared for safety, and Gold Coast United do well to just avoid the corner there. No sooner had Gold Coast United gone on the attack, Knights getting the ball immediately down the other end. That set piece throw on the near side comes to nothing for Gold Coast Knights, and United have us back underway. 0-0 at the halfway mark in this round 9 clash. The only scores around the ground seem to be Lions 2, Souths 0, and Olympic 1 goal to the good against QAS so far this evening. Takamura dropping. Nice. Corey Kane striding into the United half. Corey Kane gets it back. United with plenty of blue shirts behind the ball, forcing Knights to use their defence. Knights happy to play the patient game and look for an opening. Kurumi Suda with the head away. As mentioned, Gold Coast United no home game until the next round. Could be a very strong advantage in the latter stages of the season. Home run. Both sides giving up their grounds for Asian Cup training facilities. Of course, reclaimed their training pitches back to normal proceedings. Rika Tano Spilsbury. Spilsbury just trying to force something there and finding only a Gold Coast United. Will be a United throw on the far side. Robin Spilsbury, formerly of Robina. This season it's been the most change of personnel for Gold Coast Knights. Hinata Yamaguchi, the Japanese signing, waiting in the wings on the bench. Meg McGilligan, of course, and Emily Clark, the other new faces, slotting nicely into this side. Spilsbury getting forward now, has Withers to her right. Loveday comes across, and it will be another corner kick. Knights' third corner of the game. Can Gold Coast Knights find the target? The ball a little lower in from Withers on that occasion. Falls to Palmer on the edge. She sets herself and strikes wide of the mark. Just goes from Holly Palmer. It's more of a driving delivery from Harriet Withers, and it fell for Palmer. Forced Layla Adams to get down to her left, but it just brushed past. Sides first facing each other in round 6 of the 2025 campaign. Bronte Rose with the only goal of that game for Knights. Return fixture in round 15. Gold Coast Knights again going away with the points. This time Rose and Farrington getting the 2-0 victory for Gary French's side at the time. Gold Coast United now with a chance. Tackle made in the area, Claire Farrington. Referee said it was a fair one. No appeals from United, and that shot going sailing over the bar. Positive play from Gold Coast United. Getting the shot off. Final league fixture last season between these two sides took place in round 24. This time 3-1 the final score. 2 Knights. Letitia Emmerich with the Gold Coast United goal. And a couple for Withers. Some familiar names who got on the score sheet between these two sides last season. So far this evening, we are still stuck at a stalemate. Nutmeg through the legs of Harriet Withers. Gold Coast Knights collect. Emily Clark coming well out of her area to give an option, but Claire Farrington has got a couple in front of her that she thinks are the safer bets. Takamura dropping back. Holly Palmer on the chase, using her strength up against Letitia Emmerich. United now passing the ball around in triangles around those bodies of red. McMurtry and Danica Ulrich Beach. Trying to put a bit of pressure on, but Knights again come away with it. Catano dropping back this time. Withers now with a lovely angle. Can Withers get the shot off? Layla Adams closes the angle and forces Withers wide. Goal kick is the decision, but that's the closest opportunity we've seen for either side. It was a lovely diagonal ball into the path of Withers, just getting in front of Daisy Loveday. Layla Adams doing ever so well to come and close that option. The near post. Palmer, who missed the first couple of rounds as she was waiting to be declared fit to play. Had some solid minutes in the legs since her return. Corey Kane collects the Gold Coast United throw. Corey Kane with a bit of freedom to run on the near side. She's got Takamura. Corey Kane continues her run, gets the ball back and goes into the channel for Spilsbury. Withers in support. Ball across the face of the goal again from Harriet Withers, headed up into the path of Rose. Rose's path blocked. And Knights forced again to rebuild from the back. Meg McGilligan going to run at a couple of United players. Finds Withers and first time ball this time. Going over the byline for a United goal kick. Five minutes of the half remain. Harriet Withers' chance. The closest we've been to the edge of our seat so far in this fixture. Harriet Withers occupying top spot in the chase for the Golden Boot. It's very early doors in the chase for the Golden Boot, but so far sitting top of the tree with 8 goals to her name. 8 goals in 8 games, no less. Not a bad statistic. Here she is on the ball again, Harriet Withers, running at Loveday, taking it deep and into that near post again. Layla Adams equal to it. Bailey doing well on that far side, has support from Tomasella. Tana Bailey up against Amy Morland. Amy Morland winning the battle on that occasion. Knights again in possession. Building from the back. Can they break the deadlock before we go in for half time? Farrington. Ball through from Palmer, finds Catano. Little link up play again from Knights. Put out at the back. Kurumi Suda. Farrington. Suda, the Japanese defender, putting that one out. Catano now with room to turn. Morland on the edge. Can Morland get a strike? She's Forced out wide, Amy Morland. Spilsbury for Withers. Daisy Loveday doing very well to use her strength. Little battle there between both of them. The ball has gone dead and Daisy Loveday back to her feet. Lovely turn from Emmerich. And a sliding tackle in the end from Robin Spilsbury. Would be Gold Coast United throw. Daisy Loveday to take. Loveday does find feet. Palmer gets it back for Knights. Withers sees the run of Holly Palmer via Catano. Takamura involved on this far side, but it's going to be Withers. Appeals again for offside, but Withers gets the ball into the box. Catano. Spilsbury. Robin Spilsbury getting on the score sheet in the last round against QAS. 4-1 victory. It was a good game to be a defender for Glyn Boyd's side. Goals coming from Farrington. Spilsbury in defence. And Withers and Rose the attackers, unsurprisingly. Those two often find their way onto the score sheet. So far this evening, nothing doing for either side. Holly Palmer just shifting the ball onto her left. Catano with a shot from range. A little bit of frustration going for the shot from distance and through a little bit of traffic. Nice. Just trying to find a breakthrough as we see the clock approaching the 45-minute mark. Hasn't been much on the clock to create a stoppage in this first half. Loveday finds Suda. McGee. United now on the charge with Letitia Emmerich. Just gets the ball stuck in behind her. Does have support here from Ellie McMurtry. Switch on there from McGee, and Gold Coast United maintaining a good spell of possession in the dying stages of the half. Little look at the watch there from Taylor Brotherston. Gold Coast United with Fortune, Loveday. And that does call time on the first half. Nothing to split these sides. No clear-cut chances in the first 45, so plenty to play for as we see the second half here on FQTV. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
How do I finish this time? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters, all powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to your round 9 coverage here at Croatian Sports Centre down on the Gold Coast. Our first Gold Coast derby of the season. Went in at half-time 0-0. Gold Coast Knights with the majority of the shots in the first half. 7 shots to Gold Coast United's 2. Only 2 shots on target for Knights. 1 shot on target for United, so we lacked clear-cut chances from both sides. Be interesting to see how they turn out in the second half, having had their half-time team talks. Holly Palmer having a crack from distance. Little rangefinder in the opening stage of this second half. Sails over the bar. Glyn Boyd, of course, at the helm for the home side. Alex Pitt with the instructions for Gold Coast United. NPL women's head coach. Last season he was named. Alex Pitt, left foot strike. Goes wide there from Takamura. So Gold Coast Knights keen to start the half as they finished the first. Both sides will need to be a lot more clinical in their finishing to find the breakthrough in this fixture. Briefly touched on in the first half, Gold Coast United struggling with injuries in this 2026 campaign. But in saying that, there is many a face in that team who's been around for a while. Alex Pitt and his assistant coach Nick Beck coaching 4 of the ladies that are in this starting 11 today. Layla, Alyssa, Mariah and Ellie. They coached them back in the under-16s girls NPL, winning the grand final back in 2022. And Zara Boyd, who of course wears the colours of Gold Coast Knights, was also under the watchful eye of Alex Pitt and Nick Beck back in that 2022 grand final winning fixture. So plenty of consistency in the ranks for both sides, which just shows the trust that these coaches are building within the clubs. Meg McGilligan, one of the new faces at Knights, firing that ball forward. He saw her all over the park in the first half. She's keen to try and ignite an attack for Knights. Tano, and the strike from Palmer straight into the hands of Layla Adams. The earlier kickoff, the 7:30 kickoff this evening, Sunshine Coast hosting Eastern Suburbs. That fixture has now ended with Eastern Suburbs taking home the points. Eastern Suburbs in a cracking season so far. That takes them to 22 points. They currently sit in second spot on the live ladder. All other fixtures this evening kicking off at 8:15. Brisbane City Kabalabar 0-0 at half-time. McGilligan with a chance on the turn and straight at the keeper, Meg McGilligan. It will go down on the stats board. So another opportunity for Gold Coast Knights and a chance on target, no less. That's exactly what Glyn Boyd will want to see from his side. Takamura, left foot strike blocked by Suda. Amy Morland following in, headed back in by Takamura. Can Morland get on the end of it? Maya Fortune is there and does well to nod that back to the safety of Layla Adams. Returning to the scores around the grounds. Olympic leading 1-0 against QAS, and Souths losing at home 3-0 the score in that fixture half-time to Lions FC. Withers now striding forward. 3 blue shirts around her, and the ball falls to Eri Takamura with a rocket from the left boot, but again, Layla Adams stands tall. Lovely bit of movement on the ball there from the Japanese attacker. Takamura's 4th season at Knights. Do you know that when Knights do break the deadlock, that does sometimes open the floodgates, but so far this evening, Gold Coast United putting in a solid defensive shift. Farrington. Corey Kane on a yellow card from the 8th minute of the first half. Still sat back in defence, Corey Kane. News in the off-season from Gold Coast United. Club has merged with Talabudgera Valley FC, who they share facilities with, hoping to see that as a way to strengthen player pathways. They're looking to build on their 7th place finish from the last season's campaign. Bailey just struggling to trap that ball in the area and cleared away at the back. Cleared over halfway by Gold Coast Knights. It's very easy to forget that senior women's football was only introduced at Gold Coast Knights in 2023. Have many an accolade to their name. Storming to success, winning all 21 games of the FQPL 3 season in 2023, and Gold Coast Knights cemented theirself as the side to watch in this league. Moreland, the ball forward to Meg McGallagher, cut out, and United now with a chance to run. Tomasella finding Bailey. Tana Bailey with the ball into the middle. Tomasella. Suda. Tomasella made a debut back in 2024 for the senior side and quickly became a key player in their senior side. Withers seeing that loose ball all the way through to Layla Adams, couldn't quite find another gear. Harriet Withers to connect with that one. McGallagher again trying to storm forward. One touch too heavy, but falls for Takamura, who finds Katano. On to Withers. Withers with a lovely ball through and nearly finding his way in at the back post. Meg McGallagher was very nearly in a spot to get a little touch on that one. Much to the relief of the Gold Coast United defence. That one sails all the way by. A little touch on it does concede the corner. A heart in mouth moment there for Layla Adams. Bronte Rose giving the short option. Starts to retreat. It's going to be long from Withers and towards the near post, headed up and over by Kurumi Suda. Joined from the Japanese League 2 side and to ply her trade in Australia. Withers this time does go for Bronte Rose, who's on the edge. Bronte Rose sends it deep and out it goes for a goal kick. '20 league goals for Gold Coast Knights last season. Bronte Rose. Ball nearly falling dangerously for Rose, but Gold Coast United get it back, given away though to Palmer. Palmer trying to slot that one forward to Takamura. Meg McGilligan now cuts out a stray ball from United. Meg McGilligan just dancing her way through the Gold Coast United defence. Lovely ball across for Withers. First time ball across. And a little too deep there, Harriet Withers. Goal kick to Gold Coast United. Bailey comes and meets the ball from Adams. Ball forward cut out by Kane. Suda finds feet in the middle. Katana Bailey now with room to run, leaves it for McMurtry. Bailey takes a tumble. Ellie McMurtry with a little step over. Corey Kane does very well to get her body in the way. Now Withers skipping around the challenge. And that attack snuffed out there by Gold Coast United defence. Given away again in the middle. Katano now with room to run, under pressure from Danica Ulrich Beach. Katano does very well, but a little shove off the ball. Ref says play on. It wasn't too dissimilar to the movement that we saw Corey Kane get a yellow card for, but the referee on this occasion happy for play to go on. Meg McGilligan with the strike, and again straight into the gloves of the keeper. Strikes on target, just not able to find a spot that isn't occupied by Layla Adams. Both Glyn Boyd and Alex Pitt out of their seats on the sidelines. A little bit of argument from Gold Coast Knights, and eventually they get their own way for the throw. Originally, Taylor Brotherston had pointed the other direction, but cleared that one up in the end, and Knights back on the attack. That one a little too high for McGilligan. Bronte Rose running through Harriet Withers. Corey Kane. Farrington. Little 1-2, McGilligan and Palmer. McGilligan skips past the challenge. Can she get a ball across? She finds Withers. Withers heads in towards the area, and a little too much on that one for Takamura. Collected again by the Gold Coast United number 1. Brisbane City have now broken the deadlock at Spencer Park. 1-0, that scoreline versus Kapalaba. Olympic with a second goal on their tally. NPLW sides look ahead to a well-earned break this weekend over the Easter break. A bit of work to do this evening though, and here comes Bronte Rose. Opts to go back to Farrington. Farrington, we know, has got a goal to her name this season already. A couple of goals to her name this season, Claire Farrington, but that one wide off the mark. A little optimistic from the defender. Farrington signing from Brisbane City. For the 2025 campaign. Named in the 2025 team of the season alongside some colleagues, Claire Farrington. That one nearly dropping for Bronte Rose. Tomasella has got the option of Bailey in front. McGilligan. Hodgkinson. Emily Clark coming sliding all the way out. And Bailey with the effort from range. Wide of the mark. Holly Palmer finds Bronte Rose. Gold Coast Knights now just forced to send that one into no man's land. Suda, switch across, finds the American Maya Fortune. Fortune going on a bit of a run on the far side, slotting that one through. Bailey on the edge. Corey Kane forcing the United players out of the danger zone. And Gold Coast Knights with the throw inside their own half. 64 minutes played. 0-0 the scoreline. Neither side opted to make any changes at half-time. So fresh legs aplenty in the dugouts. Withers with the strike, this time nearly spilt by Layla Adams, but she recovers well. There's a lovely bit of pace there from Harriet Withers, and the shot in the end spilt and collected by Layla Adams. Gold Coast United with some lovely triangle passes on that far flank. Switch across. Across the face of their own goal. A little dangerous there from Gold Coast United, but they're dealing with it comfortably. Happy to pass it around at the back. And we will see our first change for Alex Pitt's side. It's going to be Karuma Suda to depart. And it is Mia Lang who has joined the defence for Gold Coast United. Setting an example at her club, coaching the young players out at Mullumbimby. Tomasella. Lovely little skip, but loose ball given away. Turn there, Catano turns into trouble, but Withers does well to regain possession. Morland now going on a run, slotting that ball through for Withers, cut out at the back. Palmer. Danica Ulrich Beach. Catano finds Eri Takamura. Takamura with a little touch, left foot shot! And Layla Adams gets down well to collect. There's nothing getting past Layla Adams so far this evening. Ball through, little touch there on the hop from Eri Takamura, and the shot into the gloves of the keeper. Withers round the challenge, cut out at the back. Ball back in from Knights. Palmer. Takamura. Good pressure there from Bronte Hodgkinson, who just forces Eri Takamura off the ball. Catano now sliding that across. Meg McGilligan's there! And the deadlock has finally been broken here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Meg McGilligan. Catano sliding that one across, and Meg McGilligan with the all-important touch. Only her third appearance for her new club, Meg McGilligan. It didn't take her long at all to get on the score sheet. Of course, a prolific goal scorer. 18 goals in the league for Lions last season. Sat in third on the Golden Boot race. 2 goals behind her new colleague, Bronte Rose. It's taken us the best part of 70 minutes to break the deadlock here down in Carrara. Gold Coast United putting a solid shift in defence. In the words of Alex Pitt, the squad may be small, but the fight is huge with his side. And they're going to have to fight a little more here this evening. Change there for Glenn Boyd's side. Hinata Yamaguchi coming on for the skipper, Amy Morland. And the new signing for Gold Coast Knights. Japanese player joining the team with a solid debut versus Brisbane City in the Foundation Cup. Farrington. Yamaguchi's just slotted into that midfield slot to replace Morland. Holly Palmer's on the left currently. Lovely back heel finds Hinata Yamaguchi. Can she get it back on the edge of the 18-yard box? Shot off, back in possession, trying to poke it through and cleared away in the end well by Gold Coast United. Spilsbury sliding in there. Robin Spilsbury slodding it to the left. Holly Palmer has support from the goal scorer McGilligan. Holly Palmer's going to take it to the byline and go deep. And in the end, corner ball is the decision. Harriet Withers coming across to take the corner. Yuri Takamura, ball deep in towards the back post. Corey Kane was there but couldn't quite connect. Madison Cater has joined in place of Ellie McMurtry. So Madison Cater sitting up top for Gold Coast United. So both sides turning to their benches to inject some fresh legs into the game and a little bit of energy. Alex Pitt's side, of course, looking try and re-level the scores. Lynn Boyd's side searching for a second, and Holly Palmer now finds herself in a one-on-one, and Holly Palmer with a strike. Holly Palmer, cool as you like, up against Tomasella at the back. Just had the pace on her there, Holly Palmer. Tomasella did well, but Holly Palmer has increased the deadlock for our hosts. First goal of the season for Holly Palmer. She saw what Meg McGilligan could do and said, let me get involved. Joined last year from Perth Glory, so plenty of experience. McGee forward. Lovely touch, Alex Pitt on the byline. Ulrich Beach. Gold Coast Knights searching for their 8th win of the season. That round 1 loss in the Foundation Cup fixture, the only tarnish on their record in this campaign so far. Gold Coast United, until this fixture, only 1 loss, also in round 1. 15 or so minutes on the clock for Gold Coast United to fight back Knights in possession as we speak. Meg McGilligan with the throw, finds Catano. Plenty of fluidity in Glenboyd's side in terms of where people locate themselves on the pitch. Plenty of trust in these players that if someone makes a move forward, someone will be dropping back to cover those positions. Given away there, Catano to Bailey. Loose ball, nearly finding a spot of bother there, but United do well. McGilligan's going to pick up the loose ball. Squares it across to Yamaguchi. Danica Ulrich Beach dispossesses. Lovely turn and ball across, but Eri Takamura. Holly Palmer now. Holly Palmer with another crack. Forces. And looked to force a touch from Layla Adams, but that one made its own way over the bar. Holly Palmer, buoyed with confidence from that goal, decided to have a crack and wasn't far off. Emily Clark back to the thrower Farrington. Lovely little no-look pass from Takamura, confident to play that back into the defensive area. 2 goals in their back pocket shows Knights playing with a little bit of flair. Plenty of rain around the grounds in the Brisbane fixtures. Looking to be dry down in Carrara. Fairly mild evening down the coast. Catano. Ball into space, and Catano's reaction says it all. Wasn't quite what she was hoping for. Catana Bailey on the chase. Farrington shielding for her keeper to collect. And Meg McGilligan in space. Wanted that one quickly. Withers putting pressure on, forces the corner there from Maya Fortune. 13 league goals last season. Harriet Withers, 8 in 8 so far in this campaign. Withers with the ball in, headed toward the back post. Meg McGilligan winding up, squares it across the 6-yard line, cleared away at the back. Back in by Kane. Holly Palmer with a scooping ball across. Catano, the player she had in her sights. Long ball forward there. Rolls out for a Knights throw. Catana Bailey switching from either flank just to try and create a spark for Gold Coast United. Palmer. Takamura. More changes afoot here. For Glyn Boyd's side. And it is Ash Adamson, the former Gold Coast United player, who's come on in place of Catano. Holly Palmer slides the ball across, and it's nearly Ash Adamson getting on the end of it. What a start that would have been for the former United player. Ball across the face of the goal, and Ash Adamson couldn't quite get anything on that one. Dominique Spampinato also on for Bronte Rose. Takamura with a strike, wide it goes. Gold Coast Knights looking hungry to add to their tally. Ash Adamson, former Gold Coast United junior, so a bit of familiarity between these sides. Dominique Spampinato pokes that one through to Withers. Offside flag is up, and wide of the post it goes anyway. A few more goals to report around the ground. Brisbane City have extended their lead 2-0 against Kapalaba. QAS have pulled one back against Olympic, 2-1 to Olympic in that fixture, and Lions have extended their lead 4-0 against South Strikers. The concluded fixture, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 0, Eastern Suburbs 2. Goals galore around the grounds in our NPLW fixtures. Couple on the board here for Gold Coast Knights. Farrington finds Adamson. Adamson with room to run. She's up against Tomasella. Ash Adamson, one touch too many. Great tackle there, Tomasella. Saying, remember me. Wins her side a throw. Ball down the line. Put out by McGilligan. Gold Coast United do get it back though, and it's Letitia Emmerich. Going to run at Corey Kane. Square ball across. Put out. Meg McGilligan. Ball over the top. Doesn't quite get there. Emmerich. Loveday. Dominique Spampinato, the drive across the ground, didn't catch that one cleanly. All the way through it goes. Take a little look at the upcoming fixtures for these sides. For Knights, round 10 will see them back to Brisbane City. Round 11 is a repeat of the derby. Still at home for Gold Coast Knights. And round 12 seeing some welcome Olympic. For Gold Coast United, round 10 sees them host Lions for their first home game of the season. Meg McGilligan with a chance. Meg McGilligan wide of the post. There's something about that left upright. It's got a magnet for the ball this evening. There's another shot just wide of the post. Lovely ball through to find McGilligan. Score remains 2-0 with 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Following their round 10 fixture, Gold Coast United have their round 7 makeup game away to Sunshine Coast Wanderers before they are back here for their round 11 fixture between the Gold Coast sides. Molly Eddy on for McGee. Molly Eddy, another of those players coached in the under-16 side by Alex Pitt and Nick Beck. 2022 grand final win. And the under-23 sides for this season. Great to see these sides promoting many of their youngsters or giving senior opportunities. Add a little bit of depth to the squad. Gold Coast United with a set piece inside Knights half. Holly Palmer making way. Paloma Oliveira into the attack. Meg McGilligan coming forward now. Lovely tackle. Molly Eddy. It's a fair one, says our referee. Tisha Emmerich finding herself in a Gold Coast Knights sandwich between Eri Takamura and Meg McGilligan. Wins her side the throw, creeping towards the 90 here in this round 9 fixture. First derby of the season. Gold Coast Knights proving just to be a little too strong for United. Great defensive battle from Gold Coast United, but just not able to find their chances. 3 or so minutes left on the clock for them to rectify that. Spilsbury. Here come United. Lovely ball forward, and the chance there from Danica Ulrich Beach. Just Claire Farrington making that difficult for Ulrich Beach to get a clean, clinical shot off. Withers. Dominique Spampinato. Paloma Oliveira. Finds Spampinato. Left foot strike across the ground and into the gloves of Layla Adams it goes. Football Queensland this season giving us regular updates for the NPL Player of the Year. Each player or each match official awarding 3-2-1 votes based on 4 core assessment criteria, match impact being the primary criterion, consistency across the match, game intelligence and leadership, and discipline, respect and conduct. From our sides this evening we have 2 players currently on the ladder. Daisy Loveday for Gold Coast United sitting 4th with 9 points, and Harriet Withers sitting in 9th with 7 points. So a bit of variety in what the officials are looking for. Dominique Spampinato squaring that ball across and finding Spilsbury. Paloma Oliveira finds Withers. Great tackle. Mia Liang. Paloma Oliveira just misjudging that one and seeing that one roll through. We are now into the last minute of this fixture. Kane. Happy to just slow things down as we enter stoppage time. Spilsbury forward finds Paloma Oliveira. Withers across to take the throw. Another solid shift from Harriet Withers, consistently getting 90 minutes in the legs. The experienced attacker. Takamura. Oliveira, good pressure again from Gold Coast United without their captain Angelina Ujo this evening. Head knock against Olympic ruled her out. And precaution to keep her out of this fixture. Meg McGilligan, scorer of the opening goal. Another one who's got a few kilometres on the odometer, no doubt. Striding forward again here. Finds Dominic Spampignato. Can she get it out of her feet? Good defending again. And the ball in from Ash Adamson, former Gold Coast United junior, finds herself on the score sheet. She's got a bit of a grin, but keeps it subdued. And Gold Coast Knights at the death, making it 3. Ash Adamson, first goal of her Knights campaign. And that is the final act of the game, our first Gold Coast derby of the season. Home side Gold Coast Knights proving to be too strong for the visitors. And goals courtesy of Meg McGilligan, Holly Palmer and Ash Adamson. Mentioned plenty about the consistency in the squad for Gold Coast Knights, but it's 3 fairly new faces on the score sheet. And that will settle our first Gold Coast derby of the season. We'll head in to the Easter break from here, folks, and I look forward to joining you back for our round 10 coverage. Amy Webster here on FQTV. Have a cracking Easter, and we'll see you back here for round 10.